On to even more dysfunction in the city of Titusville. We're doing a deep dive into the 2024 election interference and the 17,000 emails. Right now, I've only made one very simple request, requesting records on Chief John Lau's involvement in the 2024 Titusville election regarding his election video that he publicly released and later had to take down. I'm asking for all the technical data, meaning all of the versions of that video, any that were not edited prior to ever releasing it. Because what happens is you do a production, you edit your video, and then you put out the final. This is getting bizarre, Chris. I don't even know where to begin with this request. First and foremost, let's start with, I made the request to the city of Titusville, not the police department.
So the records aren't in the police department's custody, but they need to send them to the police department so they can have custody of records that aren't theirs right now. They're not the custodians of it. And so your request is for the custodian of those records. Mm-hmm. But they're going to send it. It's like sending it to the county so then they can fill your request for something in the city. That's absurd. That's absurd.
They could have data on it. Maybe they went to the police department and sat down and showed it to people and asked for their feedback. I don't know. Maybe they sat down and said, what do you think of this video? You think we should release this? And so maybe something did happen at the police department. Maybe they sat down with some other people and showed them different versions of it. And maybe that's why they had to send it. The first thing they sent back is, oh, we searched for what you were looking for 15 minutes. And we didn't find anything. And that was from the police department. I didn't get anything back from the city. It was the police department. And then they send me an invoice for $312.32. On this, there's a $70 command review service fee. On top of, they did an IT service fee and a records fee. Yeah. But the city only spent a second forwarding my email.
Yeah. Yeah, but then they came up with all sorts of fees, and you have to question, is it because it's who it's going to, or is it because of they don't want it to get out? I mean, that's usually why you put a big price on something. So now we're even more curious. Why would command have to review what they were sending out?
The Florida Attorney General has repeatedly affirmed that agencies can't charge for review or approval by a supervisor. Records should be released properly without unnecessary delay. Also, another red flag is that the chief is the subject of this requested records. They're making it abundantly obvious that they're attempting to control or delay the release of these records. So it's just interesting to get other people's opinions on what is happening with this record request. And then you go to their policies, Chris. I'm doing a deep dive. I'm not playing. So they've been violating their own policies. We talked about this repeatedly on here about how the police department has all these policies. What's the point of having policies, Chief Lau? What is the point if you're not going to follow your own rules? And the city. Administrative policy, by the way, all city council members are copied in all of this correspondence, so they cannot claim they have no idea what's going on. They love to claim, we don't know. We didn't know that they came to your house outside your jurisdiction still. No, we don't know what's going on, and we don't want to know what's going on. Administrative Policy 29, Section C3, all departments must respond to public records requests. The department that generates, who generated it? The
IT department, yeah.
A record must produce the record to the requester. Their own policy. Then you go on to more of their policy, and it says, Administrative Policy 29, Section E2 requires that the staff fulfilling requests must be the lowest paid staff member qualified to fulfill the request. And I have repeatedly told Titusville this. I have a long history of having to continue reminding the city of Titusville and their police department of this part. And it's in their own records policy. And lastly, per the city's policy, Section G6, scanned records will be housed on the server and backed up. That's just some examples. I want to say thank you to the citizens who are stepping up They are so fed up with all of this. They just want answers and transparency, and they know the only way they're going to get it is through these public records
Yep.
on election interference.
Yeah, I hope that we get more records. I don't know why they want to keep. Why I have an inkling of why they want to stop some of the release of it, and that's even more troublesome. It makes us even more worried about what's in those records when they go through such lengths of trying to stop it. It's a bizarre and worrisome policy, practice that they're doing here. So.